Hello, this is Flying Lotus, and I am on Google Music. I try not to define my sound, but if I don't have to, man, I really don't know. I mean, I say it's beat music, but you know, sometimes it's avant beat music, post beat music. Yeah, I don't know, man. It's all music. It's all hip hop. It comes from the same spark that made jazz music in the day. I'd hope, you know. That's where I'm from. Am I surprised at the reception of Cosmogramma? Absolutely. I wanted to make an album that was really reflective of my kind of spiritual journey as a human being. At the time, it was a really crazy point in my life. You know, I lost my mother, and you know, things were happening with music that I never imagined. My life was changing, and I was really trying to explore the spiritual aspects of my music, explore my spiritual history of my family, the Coltrane lineage. That's a really amazing lineage to grow up in, but as well, it like brings on a lot of pressure, you know, and I wanted to rep my family well, you know, and show the world where I'm from. It really led me to some really beautiful places, some really dark places, you know, but I really wanted it to be an album about the birth of creation and the life cycle as well, you know. I was maybe 20-30% finished with the record at a point, and I was really getting into Alice Coltrane's music really heavy again. I was listening to this music and just being so moved by it, and I felt like I could really understand the place that you have to go to make that kind of music. And I was just instantly saying, you know, yes, that's where I want to go. I want to take people there too. I wanted to make a record that people would listen to forever. I didn't want it to just be like something that was cool and present time. You know, I wanted to do something that, you know, people would hold on to and try to find something more within the music. I didn't want to be one of those artists that was just always hiding out in the background, you know, because there's so much that needs to be said right now with the work that we're creating. My label, Brainfeeder, it's an ever-expanding idea and a concept and a label, and you know, I don't really know what we're gonna do the middle of next year still. You know, I'm trying to figure that out. But one thing I don't want to do is tread too much in the same territory. You know, I want to continue building it and inspire the artists to build it even more. You know, because it's very much theirs too. You know, so I really encourage the artists to, you know, try and go beyond their albums that they've released and try and do something a little different each time. Erykah Badu and I are working on a new record. I don't know exactly what's going to happen yet. You know, I feel like it could very well be something that is maybe my album featuring Erykah Badu, or we don't know what it is yet. We're just making songs, you know, just enjoying it and, you know, getting to know each other on, you know, just as people and friends. Where it'll go, who knows, man. I'm working on the album now. It's almost done. It should be done by the end of the year. It's my personal due date for it. So hopefully it'll come out around March, April, May, something like that. You know, I love a lot of the rap stuff that's going on right now. A lot of really inspired rap is happening. You know, I'd really like to work with Kendrick Lamar. He's like right in my trajectory, like Danny Brown, and you know, you have Shabazz Palaces. You know, I'll do some stuff with Odd Future, whatever. You know, it's like Jay Electronica. I'm down with all that. You know, it's really, really dope stuff. I'm waiting for the phone call to happen. You know, so whenever it's happening, I'm there.